Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sophia Chanchuli. I am the host of the Sophiology podcast, and this is my YouTube, which is an extension of said podcast, where I remind you of your God-given power, okay? Through my own trials and tribulations and experiences, I have a lot of wisdom. My name, Sophia, literally means wisdom. Sophiology, actually, I don't think I've ever shared this on this channel. It's my bio on Instagram, but I did it years ago before I even had this podcast. And Sophiology is the theology of the wisdom of God. So it's very interesting, but anyway, it's a full circle thing. But y'all, today I have a very important, timely topic, okay? By the title of the video, you already know that it is called No is an Investment, okay? No is an investment in future you, in your goals, in your dreams, in your plans. And I want to start by saying that so many things have been, I feel like, building up, right? I feel like a lot of us know this, like we've put in work and consistency and we've made changes, or we've taken risks, or we've changed our mindsets, or we've gotten closer with God, or we've left certain situations behind, we've changed our habits, whatever, you know, we've went after a dream and it's been kind of like stagnant. And I'm telling you right now, I've gotten 1,000,001 confirmations that this is a new season of life, and especially because I have noticed so much old things trying to pull me backwards, okay? Old relationships, old people, old habits, old mindsets, and, you know, old things like toxic things with my family, like just so many things. And I feel like I've been tested consistently and I've passed the test time and time again. So I just want to tell you that if things are coming up in your life and you feel like all this, it's like things that you've outgrown, or, you know, old things are creeping in, don't take the bait, truly. Like Proverbs 28 verse 7, I think, okay? My phone is resting on my Bible, which was stupid, but it's resting on my Bible, so I can't read it to you. But as a dog returns to his vomit, a fool returns to his folly, okay? And the other day, actually, when something had happened and I felt like all these old feelings resurfacing and I felt very like out of control, I was like, Lord, like I need something, like help me right now. And he was like, go open your Bible. I opened my Bible and that's the verse that I opened to, and I just laughed because I was like, okay, like, thank you. It happens every time, like, and I just knew it was going to be that. So I just want to remind you guys that, like, those are tests, like your old frequency, the old patterns, the old ways, like they just want to stay alive. They just want to like live through you. And so think, that happened before too. But like, I think it's the acorns falling, but like literally think of it as like the old you is like dying and threshing, like the old man is literally like threshing and it wants to live, and the only way that it's going to live is if it like lives through you. So truly starve out these old things and let them pass, because there is a greater future that wants to be born. Like once you've learned the lesson, you've learned the lesson, you don't need to keep going through it. So anyway, this topic is pretty much an extension of that, and I want to remind you of your power. So I got some notes, not many, but a few, just to keep me on topic, because y'all know me, never on topic. But before I start any of this, I kind of wanted to make it about sexual transmutation and, you know, how women are the gatekeepers, but I think that will be a different topic. But this is kind of an extension that applies to everybody and multiple different things beyond just like who you give your body to, beyond just, you know, who you're in relationship with, but it applies to everything. It applies to career, it applies to relationship, it applies to habits, everything. Because we have purposes on this earth that are so much bigger than ourselves. And as it might seem like such a crazy time, I promise you, all this craziness is birthing something beautiful. I know it, I feel it, I know God. And we all read Revelations. This is all very intentional and planned. Like, this is not a surprise. So I want you to know that this isn't a time where you are being trampled on or destroyed or even attacked. Like, this is the time where the victory is being birthed, and being birthed through you if you choose that. So don't allow all of these old generational curses and patterns to take you with it. Like, you are here to be a generational changer. Like, there comes a point in bloodlines where things change. And if we consistently make the same choices that our mothers or our fathers made, we're just perpetuating a cycle that is ready to die with us. It can either live with us or die with us. And we get to decide like what is going to what way are we going to go, right? So I just want to start by saying, like, you have a great purpose on this earth, and the more that you sit in silence and spend time with God and let go of the things that he's called you to do and be obedient in the little things and build yourself up to being obedient in the big things, the more that you can see and receive the gifts and the visions of your purpose. So I just want to start by saying that. So anyway, no is so important because there's a lot of times in my life where I've settled for things that I just didn't know my worth. Like, I just truly didn't know I deserved better. Like, at the time I was struggling, I was trying to survive. I just, I was lonely, I was desperate, I was not confident at all, whatever. Like, there's so many times in my life where I look back and I was like, I truly had no idea who I was, or I thought I did, but clearly, obviously I didn't. And I learned lessons through my own mistakes. My self-worth took an even greater hit. My self-esteem took a greater hit. Like, my direction was so jumbled up and I was just attacked left and right. Like, just so many things in my life took a turn for the worst because I didn't have discernment. I didn't have wisdom. I didn't have God. I was just like making mistakes left and right and doing whatever I felt like was the right thing to do in that moment, which was usually not the right thing to do in that moment. And so when God gives us the gift of discernment, whether it's in a career or in a relationship where we start feeling like icky and it's kind of like, I don't think this thing is for me. I don't think I'm supposed to be going this way. I don't think that, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it was always bad or it was always negative. It just means like, I think I've outgrown this thing, or, this behavior isn't something I want to tolerate anymore, or this environment doesn't feel like it's conducive to my growth, like whatever it may be. Like, you're entitled to feel that. And I think a lot of times we stay in things so long because we're afraid to say no, because we think, especially if you have a relationship with God, you think, well, God, like, I'm waiting for a sign, like, I'm waiting for a go, I'm waiting for your flag. And that's great. It's good to pray for everything. But sometimes the sign is that like terrible intuition feeling that's telling you like, it's time for me to go. Like, we have to learn to trust ourselves and make decisions and know that like God put his spirit in us. Like, of course he's going to lead us and give us signs and give us words and, give us instructions, especially through his word. But your intuition is an instruction. And when your intuition is telling you, okay, my time is up here, you have to follow that. Otherwise you will like feel the repercussions worse than you think. And so I'll tell you about a time that I didn't say no when I should have said no, and I kept going backwards. So of course this is a relationship one, but I had tried to leave my ex, I would say maybe 15 times. Like, I truly 15 times. I truly was so hung up on that man. Like, I could not see, like, I knew it wasn't right. I knew I wasn't happy. I knew I wasn't getting my needs met. We had like conversations time and time again, on and off, whatever, all the things. And I just knew I had to walk away, and I would walk away and then I would feel weak and I would go back and something would happen and would remind me why I walked away, and then I would go back and the same thing. And it was just like this vicious cycle until I reached a point where it was like really time for me to let go. Like, I had went to therapy. I had like truly decided like, okay, I'm done. I'm letting go. Like, I'm finished. And I got some news that was humiliating because it was proof that this person was not loyal to me. And it was proof that like, I just felt so stupid in that moment. Like, oh my gosh, like, you knew better. But it was God sending me confirmation. Like, this person is not for you. Not for you. Move on, let go. I know you love this person, but pray for them and go on and heal and grow. Like, just move forward. And guess what I did? I went back even after that. I forgave the person, all this stuff, whatever. And there's a difference between forgiveness too and like being a doormat and letting people walk all over you, and that's what I was doing. And went back and got my heart broken even worse, and just saw like so much stuff in this person that like I had never seen. It was just like a not good experience, and I just felt like God had like been like, Sophia, enough. And I kept saying, no, I'm gonna go back. And then every time I went back, it was like something worse happened. I had no self-control. And when I finally could let go, it was like I was glowing, blessings were abounding. And of course, it doesn't mean that my heart didn't need to be like bound back up by God. And it doesn't mean that forgiveness isn't an ever-present process, but it really showed me like, no means no. And when God tells you to say no and walk away, like, it is your responsibility to do that, because he will show you why you should have walked away, and it will hurt more than it needed to, and you will have to go through more healing than you needed to go through. So save yourself in that sense. But no is so sacred, because truly when something isn't aligned with us, like a career, I have this example too in many careers, but like, you know, when you're desperate, you'll say yes to anything. You'll say yes to anybody. You'll say yes to the first opportunity that comes up. But when you're sovereign and you know what you want, when you are clear on what you want, when God has given you vision, when God has given you clarity, when God has given you purpose, when you've spent time in the silence, when you've spent time and you've honored your intuition, and you've honored the things that have come up in you, you've honored like the true desire and purpose of your life. When you've developed that, you don't care about what it looks like. You don't care about having to say no to certain opportunities, because I'm willing to wait and be patient for the things that are truly, truly for me. Even recently, I just got an opportunity and it seemed on paper like a level up. Like it seemed on paper like something that maybe I would want to do or would be good for me or a good change. And I just kind of knew in my intuition, like I was doing some things and I was like, this is not aligned with who I want to be. This isn't the kind of work I want to do. This isn't the kind of mindset I want to have. This isn't the place I want to be. Like, sure, the money looks good. The opportunity looks cool. Like, it, you know, it might sound good to other people. But to me, I just knew in my gut, I was like, this isn't what I'm meant to be doing. This isn't the kind of work I want to do anymore. Like, I've decided that. So, you know, I really wanted to show God and say, like, I'm saying no to this, not because I'm ungrateful or because, you know, I feel like, well, I do feel a little entitled to the things that I want, but like, it's not from a spirit of ingratitude. It's from a spirit of like, I just want to be and remain open to the things that are truly for me, because I've said yes to things and opportunities in the past when I was settling, and I paid the price down the line. You know, you think that it's always going to be like this easy thing. Okay, I'll just do it till I get the next thing. But a lot of times it takes a piece of you, or you end up going through things that you really didn't need to go through. And for me, at where I'm at in my life, it's like I've already decided where I'm going. I already know where I'm going. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there, or what exactly it's going to look like, but I'm going to be obedient in the steps and the little things that I'm being called to do until I get there. And so my no is so sacred, because when I say no to things, I'm not saying no just to be, you know, difficult. I'm saying no because I know that no is an investment in the future of where I'm called to go. Okay, every single thing that I say no to that's not on the path, every single man, every single friend, every single opportunity, every single night out, every single useless expense, every single purchase, every single, you know, place, every single opportunity, every single every single thing that comes up that wants to, you know, take my energy and distract me, every single thing that I'm like no to, I am conserving my energy for my yeses. And I think that's another thing that's so important, is like our energy is so sacred, and so we expend a ridiculous amount of energy in jobs we hate, in relationships where we're not happy, and where that person is quite frankly your biggest op and does not care about you, but you stay because of these wounds, or, you know, you allow toxic people and family members in your life, or, you know, you just stay, you know, living just enough. But it's like, it's such a waste of energy when you can pour that energy into the things that you truly care about. And I can promise you with enough faith that those things will develop and become bigger than you could even imagine, because what you feed grows. And the world does not want you to know that, okay? Like, none of these corporations or industries profit off of you knowing your power and knowing that you yourself are a source, knowing you yourself have God within you and that God will provide. He says it, like, the very hairs on your head are numbered. Like, are you not, I'm not quoting the scripture perfectly, but it's from Matthew. And are you not aware that you're more valuable than the sparrows? They neither, they neither sow nor reap, yet God provides for them, or God feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than many sparrows? Roughly the verse. But we're valuable to him, and he created us in his likeness, and he created us to be creators. And I don't want to see any woman, especially women, continuously saying yes to things that are destroying your purpose and potential, that are taking your energy, that's taking your light, that's taking your confidence, that's taking, you know, the beautiful relationship that you're meant to have, the beautiful family that you're meant to have, that will, you know, keep you from breaking the generational curses that God truly wants you to break, that has called you to break. Like, we're in here at this time time on earth, not to be victims, but to be victors and to continue to perpetuate God's kingdom. And that's going to come with a little bit of authority, a little bit of risk taking, a little bit of doing things that the normal people or you know, the average wouldn't necessarily do. Like, if you have that on your spirit, do it, because so many people are so scared, and you can't be letting fear rule you. Fear is the opposite of faith, and it's faith but in a different frequency. And so am I going to put my faith in fear and in the worst case scenario, or am I going to put my faith in God and know that he's got my back no matter what? And so yeah, that's another thing, is like, we serve an abundant and a limitless God. And when you are so clear on what you will and won't accept, like, God can then make room to bless you abundantly because you know what you want. Like, God's not just going to give you only what you want. God's going to give you who you're being. And so if you're being somebody where you're decisive and you're clear and your no's are no's and your yeses are yes, God can work with that and bless you in accordance. And also, it's like, we're not these helpless children. Like, of course we're children of God, but he's given us tools out. Sorry, my legs are falling asleep. I'm sitting on my legs and it does not feel good. But he's given us these tools and all of these gifts to use. Like, it's like when a parent raises their child, it's like, yes, you're coddled and, you know, you're fed milk for a while, and they hold your hand while you learn to walk, and, you know, they're patient with you while you learn your mistakes, but eventually you grow up and you move out and you start, you know, being more independent and doing things yourself. And so it's not to say that we're never going to be, it's not about outgrowing dependence on God, right? It's about just knowing that he's given us free will and he's given us these gifts to go out and operate in the world. And so you have to take some heed sometimes. You have to have some strength sometimes. You have to have the ability to move sometimes, because God can bless you and lead you as you move. He can't like drive a parked car, you know what I mean? Like, you can get in the car and sit in the driveway, but you're not going anywhere. So you got to start moving for God to direct you and guide you and lead you. And let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, persistent till it passes, aka never settle, because I don't care what it looks like around you. I don't care if like an opportunity comes up and it's like, well, it's close enough, it's not everything I want, or I have to settle in this area, or this looks a little too close to the past, like it looks a little too, you know, like, I don't know, like there's things about it that aren't really hitting, but it's close enough, so maybe this is what God wants for me. It's like, I'm sorry, let me tell you something. Do not settle for less. This kind of goes back to my last video, but like, truly persist until it passes. God will reward your frequency. He will reward your persistence. Like, be persistent in what you want. Know that even if all of this outside of you doesn't look like it, like, again, Hebrews 11, I think 3 or 4, like, faith is the substance and hope for things not seen. Like, you need to, again, loosely translated by me from the dome, but I wish my phone was not resting on the Bible, but truly, I can promise you this, because like, I have examples of this from last year when my life looked totally different, and things would happen, and I truly, like, it's not that I ignored it, but I just knew in my mind, I was like, none of this is true. None of this is true. I'm making this much. I'm doing this. I'm working here. I'm living this kind of life. I'm living in this place. And let me tell you something. Every single thing came to pass when my life looked exactly opposite. Like, exactly. I had none of the things. None of the things. None of the opportunities. None of the relations. My life was so different. And I persisted until it passed. And it wasn't comfortable, and I had to say no to things that I thought I really wanted at the time, but I knew, like, this is not it. This is not it. So do not in this time settle for anything. Don't settle for the counterfeits. Don't settle for the just enoughs, okay? Like, I've had plenty of examples with men who, you know, they would say the right things, they look the right way, like, there's things about it that I was like, oh, maybe, you know, but I was like, there's something in my spirit didn't sit right. Like, trust that. Like, if it's not sitting right in your spirit, and if God's calling you to do something and maybe you don't see like movement in it yet, like, again, persist, keep showing up, keep being patient, keep thinking in your mind in accordance with the things that you want. Keep thinking as the person who has it. Keep showing up as the person who has it. Keep believing as the person who has it. Keep living as the person who has it. Keep being kind and using your gifts and showing up in this world and being the best version of you that you can possibly be, because you have to believe in yourself and believe that you deserve good things. You truly have to. And your no is your greatest protection from living a life that you were never called to live. Like, saying no when something doesn't feel right will save you so much trauma, so much pain, so much energy, so much hurt. Like, it will save you. And I'm not ungrateful for the wisdom that I've learned through my mistakes at all. Like, I'm so grateful because I've grown tremendously through my mistakes and through, there's a lizard about to go in my house, but do not get away from my house. Hey, listen. Whatever. So anyway, I just want to say too, like, those lessons have taught me a tremendous, I'm like watching him because I'm like, you really about to sneak in my house and then I have to go catch him. But everything in this life stems from your choices. And God has given us free will for a reason. You have free will to decide if you're gonna go this way or this way. And I know it's not always easy. I know we have attachments. I know sometimes our mind plays tricks on us. I know that man is literally about to jump. Stop, sir. Get go. So obnoxious. I'm not used to this. I'm from New York, so I'm not used to this. But there's so much that God has in store for you if you're open to it and open to receive it. And a big part of receiving is saying, like, I know that maybe this thing served me once, or I wanted this, or, you know, there's so many things that is hard to let go of. It's not always easy. And I know a lot of times I say it like it's so easy, but I know that it takes a certain amount of strength and a certain amount of, obviously, prayer and self-belief and belief in God and faith. Oh my gosh, he's truly going in my house. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to end this video, but because he's literally going, wait, I'm gonna take you guys. No, get out of my house. Look at him. No, get out, sir. Get out. I told you. Sir, go. No, yep, that's right. Get out. Let me finish what I was gonna say. For Pete's sake. The power of saying no. But anyway, truly, I mean, I really don't have much more to say other than, guys, know your worth. I'm absolutely gonna make a video about being the gatekeeper for women, just because I want to remind women that we are the gatekeepers. Like, we are the ones who determine what future generations are going to transpire or not. Okay, we are literally the future, and obviously men play an immaculate role in that, but we really are the ones who get to say no. And so I want to remind you of your power and the beauty and the strength in your no. Okay, don't let anybody take your power from you. Don't stay in situations that are draining your energy, that are, you know, changing you for the worst, that are making you feel dim and lightless and negative and sad and heartbroken. Like, nobody, like, you weren't called to that. And, you know, take it as a lesson, take it as an opportunity, and let God bind up any brokenness inside of you that comes from whatever you put yourself through. But know that your no is sacred, and it will lead you. When you say no to the things that aren't for you, God will lead you to where and who you are meant to be with, and what you're meant to be doing, and what you're meant to be creating. You will not lack in any way. You won't, okay? God will reward your obedience and reward the love that you have for yourself, because how can we love God if we can't even love ourselves? How can we expect God to love us if we don't love ourselves? Like, God, our relationship with God is a mirror to our relationship with ourselves, and I love myself enough to walk far, far, far away and slam the door and bolt it shut from the things that don't have good intentions for me, for the things that aren't in alignment with who I'm being. But anyway, guys, I love you guys so much. I pray that this spoke to you, and, you know, if you have any experiences that you want to share, or places where you've been called to say no, share them in the comments. I love you guys. I'm here for you guys, and I always respond to my comments, and I just love you so much. And I just hope God really leads you into this next season with so much, like, excitement and joy, because I can promise you guys there's a shift happening. There's so much beauty that is unfolding, and I just want to remind you that you are so worthy of that, and stay ready for it. Okay, I love you. Ta-ta.